Leader Fabio Quartararo, 4 successive poles in 2021 for the Frenchman. On the front row with the 2 Ducatis. Equal best qualifying for Aprilia in 4th place. On the second row with Jack Miller and Brad Binder. Oliveira, Rick Vinales heads row 5. And Bastianini there in 5th. Marc Marquez, a Grand Prix. Home hero Valentino Rossi, multiple-time race winner here in Mugello. He starts from the head. And Alex Marquez, a former Moto 2 winner here back in 2019. An awful lot of work to do for the Spanish rider.
It went to Vinales, then it was a double from Quartararo and Miller time in the last 2 Jeep. Not too hot, it's not too cool. Let's get down into pit lane. The legend, 5-time world champion, Mick Doohan, standing past the new.
What does it take to win here? And who do you think of the boys going to be in the fight?
You make your real plan there, but look, Quartararo's quick. If he can make a break like the Yamaha, there's a real chance of him winning. But it's one of those places. Drafting comes in the first 5 to money. That's who my money's on. So
thanks for your thoughts, Mick.
Yeah, thanks very much to Mick Doohan. Alicia Spargaro, he'll be up against it, fresh from surgery, of course.
Can he made to this magic Mugello circuit? Race wins in 2017 for Andrea Dovizioso, Jorge Lorenzo in 2019. But can this man, Fabio Quartararo, gate crash the home party? 0.2-kilometre circuit. Mick Doohan certainly thinks Fabio Quartararo is the hot favourite. It's the head-to-head.
4 riders coming into this one. Oh dear, huge drama here.
Bastianini.
And now Bastianini's airbag's gone off. Now, has that happened?
Can you believe it? What has happened to Enea Bastianini coming to the grid? Second bike. The marshals, of course, now are going to have to try and pick up that motorcycle and make sure there's nothing on the circuit. Green.
It looks like it's already over for him, but we will go racing. Lights out here. Look at that work. The Ducati of Bagnaia is trying to come through on the slipstream into turn 1. Here he comes up the inside.
With Yamaha's new front hole shot device, but couldn't quite get the drag down into San Donato. Bagnaia then pinched it. Ready.
Yeah, Oliveira, that is, the Portuguese rider. What a fantastic start it was from him. Zarco 4th ahead of Miller. Binder. Here we go, dropping down the hill through Casanova already. I thought about it there into fair stages.
Fantastic start then by the Portuguese Grand Prix winner last year. The Portuguese man, Miguel Oliveira, 7th. New chassis underneath him on the RC16. Under pressure from Zarco early on, no way through. Mia up the inside of Joan Mir. Binder just struggling to settle in the early stages. There's Marc Marquez. He made up a place. He's in 10th. They'd have made up a couple of places as well. Remember, he's got to try and make use of that sometime big moment on the rear end there for Zarco. And that would have just fired him out of the seat. Early warning for Zarco. He gathered it all back up. Lap 1 then about to be chalked off here in Ducati. He leads by almost half a second. Zarco, can he get through on Quartararo with some slipstream? No, he can't.
Binder's been bullied. He's been passed by Rins. He's been passed by Alicia Spargaro, and he's now just 1 place ahead of Morbidelli. Marc Marquez then crashes out. He's perfectly okay, but he goes down.
Frank in Le Mans early on after a tangle with Pol Espargaro. This time around it's Marc Marquez. Marquez on the floor, then our SRT, but no point scoring possibility now, you think, for Morbidelli.
He's down! Bagnaia has gone down!
Bagnaia has blown it in Mugello, head in hands, a second-hand destroyed factory. Bagnaia down and out on lap 2.
The first mistake we've seen from Pecco Bagnaia
and Zarco. It's France versus France here now in Italy. Soul-destroying crash that for Quartararo in 2nd place. He's down at Arrabbiata 2. Thankfully he's okay. Now then, Quartararo kilometres an hour. Zarco leads with the slipstream. He fires in the fastest lap of the race as well, 46.
Nakagami getting aggressive then. He's made up another place. He's through on Pirro, but Pirro bites back. Here comes the battle then of trying to get back through.
Catch your breath in Mugello. Bastianini out before the start of the race. Marquez, the race pace over the full distance to keep Fabio Quartararo behind him. That's brilliant. There was not a lot of room and get his head down and break away from Zarco.
Yeah, Zarco, it looked like he might have found something in morning warm-up. Way on the Red Bull KTM there in 3rd, ahead of Miller, Rins, Mir, Alicia Spargaro and Brad Binder to fight back in the latter stages. Further down the order, Nakagami 10th ahead of Pol Espargaro, despite the fact that a few riders have crashed up ahead of him.
Yeah, and Valentino Rossi, a humbling home Grand Prix so far.
2 times, and Mir there is also trying to get through.
Well, the Suzukis aren't going to be able to slipstream. Splits away on that Ducati, and Zarco again with the slipstream and nudging one over 300. Yeah, the turbulence that the move made by Zarco really unsettled Quartararo, but he strikes back into 3.
That's fantastic to bite straight back in the first few sectors.
That's what he has to do, Steve, isn't it? He has to make those moves to exploit the strengths of the Yamaha. It's agile, it's got the agility, the manoeuvrability to work.
He's losing momentum, and you can quite clearly see it there, visibly. This is Alex Rins.
So what happened then pre-race? An incident involving Johan Zarco and Enea Bastianini to be
He's on the curb. He was on the curb on the exit of Arrabbiata 1. Watch this as he's tipping it in.
More margins. Did the punishment fit the crime? Some will say not, but down and out.
He's getting closer. They can't find a way past on the start-finish straight past Jack Miller, but they've got the speed here. Rins, turn 1.
Yeah, worrying times are now for Zarco, because this time Quattararo was able to put enough distance between himself and to take the lead back. Quattararo's got his head down here. He's in the 46s. PB lap from the Frenchman, also about 4 tenths further back of the Frenchman.
In the background there, Brad Binder has got past Alicia Spargo over Domenicali. Stefano Domenicali, no relation. Apparently. Mick Doohan as well, all chatting through. We have got no idea what happened with Enea Bastianini on the warm-up. Can you enlighten us at all?
I didn't see it, guys, but the motor braking, you know.
Okay, thank you very much for that. What a move that is from Juan Mir at turn 11 on his teammate. Remains in front. He goes up into 5th. Good stuff from the world champion.
Blue on blue, that was brilliant. Problem is, head in hands for Pecco Bagnaia. He knows that was a golden chance that slipped through his grasp. As Steve said, how costly could that be in the final reckoning in this Moto Gp World Championship? Because Fabio Quattararo trying to dish out the difference
between the Ducatis and the Suzukis, and Rins here going back past Juan Mir.
When he was trying to get on tabs with the 2 Ducatis of Petrucci and Dovizioso and the Honda of Marc Marquez in 29 and 3/4 of a second away in 4th place. So he knows exactly the problem and the dilemma he
started to get into his groove. Fabio Quattararo into the 46s.
Again, yeah, that's back-to-back 40.
Him and Zarco. Here he comes to start testing. Oh, blimey. It's Zarco that's got absolutely bang on the money. That could have been a lot worse.
Now then, Jack Miller somehow keeping those 2 Suzukis at bay behind him. Alex Rins now thought about him that 1,141 metre start-finish straight. There's nothing the Suzukis can do. They're giving up.
The door was open and through he goes. That's great from Alex Rins. He had to do that, but the big problem he's got now.
You need 4th, 5th, 6th, no problem. No worries. Jack Miller goes on through the Aussie. Absolutely no experience when you're Alex Rins. You're doing all that hard work for the rest of the lap, and then it's just free time for
Fabio Quattararo, the only rider in the 146s on that last lap. His gap is now up to 8 tenths ahead of Zarco. Spargaro are closing. Juan Mir's been told mapping 2. Alex Rins as well as they...
Kaylee Pirro doing an outstanding job on the Pramac Ducati. He's in 9th place. He's a couple of seconds for Jack Miller's Ducati. Miller, though, there's no way through as we look forward to Rins and Miller.
Heading up towards the hairpin. Corantayo, and look at Binder now. He's right on them, and Binder
running that tighter line. That's the better turning and the better edge grip of the Suzuki. The Ducati to sweep straight back on by. Nothing Rins can do. Absolutely powerless.
Simon, your thoughts
on paper? I saw yesterday all the way to the end. The problem with the off the corners to try and stay with Jack, they can't flow and keep that tyre good. They've got to have, and if they keep having to do that, they're going to use more rear, which is harder for them. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing at the moment.
Coming on the start-finish straight, Mir's seen that. That was clever by Alex Rins. Get a move done when you can. It's all about turning where Miller's been struggling and try and put that gap now. Mir's going for it as well. Mir had to do it.
Binder is also capitalised. He's gone through on Jack Miller as well. So Miller down to 7th, close up on the Suzuki.
Well, it was a hard move by Mir. It had to be. It pushed Miller way wide, and that allowed Binder coming through in 2021. Cashing minds back to the Qatar Grand Prix, where it got fairly ugly late.
For Fabio Quattararo at the moment, his fastest lap of the race, a 46.8, and in the background, Jack Miller on the start-finish straight, a bit wide there from Juan Mir, the world champion.
Now then, Alex Rins over. Likewise, Alex Rins. Zarco holding station in 2nd place with the exact same time.